There being no other eligibly nominated candidate, it is therefore my honour to declare that the duly elected leader of the Labour Party is Andy Burnham.
Thank you, everybody. Thanks so much. Thank you. Thank you so much, friends. What a moment. And what backing you've given me. All our affiliated trade unions, all our socialist societies, 379 of our MPs, and I don't need to say commiserations to Catherine West, because she backed me too. Thanks, Catherine. All of them heard the call from the people of Makerfield on behalf of forgotten places everywhere up and down this country for a return of the Labour they once knew. And now we answer that call. We will be that version of Labour again. We are united today, as Holly said, as Lucy said and Shabana said, and thank you so much for your words. We are united, and we put the power that comes from that unity at the service of people and places who have been waiting too long for politics to let them hope again. And that's what we're going to do, everybody. We're going to give them hope back. This is a proud moment you have given me and my family today, and an emotional one. But it is one for which I am ready. I am ready.
Andy Burnham there delivering a speech about which I have, I think, two things to say. One speaks to the world of fairness and one speaks to the world of unfairness. I think the fairness is reflected in the fact that he has clearly been preparing for this moment for a heck of a lot longer than the leadership gossip was unfolding. Listen, we can all be proved wrong, and it is, as ever, the hope that gets you. We can cope with the despair. It's the hope that gets you every time. But he was talking, particularly as I mentioned to you earlier, with reference to the work he's done with Steve Rotherham and the book that they wrote together. He has been putting together a project, putting together a plan, putting together a vision, and the ease with which he could hit 5 quite distinct and clear points with regards to ambition, I thought was excellent. Speaking to a world of unfairness, he sounds really fluent and human. And unfortunately, Keir Starmer didn't and doesn't. And that is unfair. That shouldn't matter. It is not a reflection of whether or not you have whether or not you are doing a good job as a politician or a prime minister in your office. But of course, a big part of the job is what you do behind the podiums, what you do on the stage. And that was, it was pretty good, wasn't it? It was pretty good. It was very persuasive. It was what an awful lot of people want to hear. And it was delivered with a real sense of authenticity. The problem with authenticity is that you can fake it and be brilliant, and you can be it and not seem it. That's what's unfair. That's what I'm talking about. But I said to Eleanor about a year ago, when I thought that the writing was appearing on the wall for Keir Starmer, even though not everybody was prepared to admit it at the time, that the next one has to have a northern accent, which is a glib throwaway line. But it was shorthand for me for the opposite of glitching. It wouldn't have to be a northern accent. Yeah, you could sound like Danny Dyer, but you shouldn't sound like me. The next leader of the Labour Party should not sound like me. They should sound like they belong to the communities that they used to represent, and Andy Burnham does. He just does, and it matters, because votes are cast for 1 million different reasons, for 40 million different reasons. And although he ain't no Barack Obama, as Charlie has texted me to say, he was a heck of a lot better than we have become used to in recent years. I'm going to rattle through some texts. I'm going to take a break, and then I think we're going to catch up with Simon Marks about events in the United States last night, because they are desperately important. Sheila, no doubt, will be inviting your views on the speech that you've just heard from Andy Burnham, so you can reserve your space on the switchboard for that. My apologies to Alistair and Lorraine and Nicola and Linda and David and Pamela and Ryan and Mark and all the people wanting to talk to me about school holidays. But here is, by way of a quick canvas, Suzette. Burnham talks a good talk, but my flame of hope is so fragile, James, I'm not willing to sacrifice it until I see some proof. Politicians always say what they think we want to hear. They need to understand we no longer have faith in their words. We judge them by their actions. I disagree, Suzette. I mean, I obviously agree with you, but I think you miss one point, which is politicians always say what they think we want to hear. True. How they say it matters. How they say it matters. And how he said it then was good. He will do better than Starmer, says Elise. He is leaning into his feelings and what he stands for personally, which we never really got from Starmer. Elise, they're addressing what I described as the world of unfairness, because she's right. And it's not fair. We shouldn't be judging them on these things, but we do. Lauren, all my messages so far from women. This is probably one of the most authentic speeches I've seen a politician deliver recently. Time for the men. Jonathan, listening to him speak, I'm reminded of why he lost to Ed Miliband and Jeremy Corbyn. So it's not all positive. Jane writes, a Burnhamite. He talks a good talk. He'll make mistakes. He'll hack us off, but let's hope it largely works out for all our sakes. Yes, he may be a bit egotistical. What on earth is wrong with that, Jane? But that doesn't matter too much if someone has genuine empathy. Andrew writes, feeling very optimistic listening to Andy Burnham speak. Andy writes, he's no Martin Luther King. Well spotted, Andy. Hey, James, writes Dave, by contrast, I'm getting the same excited feeling as when Tony Blair walked into number 10. And Lynn, a little more cynically, writes, and I will give you the sun, the moon, and the stars.